I think this is a good one. We have, I think it's Matias. Please tell me if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. Matias from Finland. What's going on? Matias, are you there? Hello, hello.
Apologies. Yeah, hello.
Nice. Hi, how's it going? Is it Matias? Did I get it right?
Matias.
Matias.
Yeah. Pronunciation is other.
What time is it in Finland right now? I don't know if I've talked to somebody from Finland on this show.
9:45, so.
Okay. Well, all right. 9:45, I guess. There's an answer. Well, what's going on, and what do you want to talk to us about?
Yeah, so after the whole COVID situation, there has been a lot more street preachers, which is understandable.
In Finland?
But
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
that's like the last place I'd expect there to be
life.
street preachers, I'll be honest. I thought you guys were not really into that stuff, but hey.
Well, we're not. These have been like the literal first instances that I met them, so.
That makes sense. Interesting. Okay. So a lot of street preachers going on in Finland.
Well, there are some, but I don't know if they are in every huge city nowadays, and they are very obviously foreign. So, like, very few of them are actually native Finns.
That makes sense. That makes sense. You know, evangelism is.
I was going to ask how many of them are from outside of the country.
Right. Well, we got to talk to those heathen Finns, right? I mean, if anybody needs to convert to Christianity, it's the Finnish people. Come on. Yeah, for sure. So I guess, are you calling so that you want to know, like, how to deal with street preachers? Is that the call here?
Yeah. What should I do with them? Because they are, technically speaking, I cannot like actually go and just yell at. Well, I know I could go and yell at them, but I don't think that is productive. So how should I approach them? Should I just like completely ignore them? Like most people just ignore them because.
I think I think you should ignore them, to be honest. You know, like the thing is, if somebody who's put when you talk about people who do what they do and literally go to other countries to evangelize, often they're paying their own dime for that, right? Some people, do fundraisers and stuff, but for a lot of times it's their own money to kind of do this thing. And when you're that heavily invested in the thing that you're preaching about, it's just, statistically very unlikely that you're really going to change anybody's mind. Now, if you do have the patience and you think you could talk to them, I obviously advocate for street epistemology, right? Asking folks questions about what they believe and why, and maybe having that conversation with them. But I can tell you, as somebody who also literally went to student on a college campus, your goal is to kind of like talk to people about Jesus. Your goal isn't to really hear what they have to say about it. You're kind of pushing your own thing, so your results are really going to vary with that. And of course, you never know who you're going to talk to in the streets as well. So you have to be very cautious with who you talk to, especially if you're going to be skeptical about it, right? But in general, it's sad to say it's honestly usually not worth your time, unfortunately.
Yeah. If they engage with you directly, of course, you might want to talk to them. Be polite, be empathetic if you can.
Yeah.
Be interested. You don't have to believe anything they say, but they'll probably say something that's logically wrong, or you can pick a hole in if you want. But here's something that I've heard from a few people that I've interacted at the ACA, especially ones who used to be evangelical or went on missions, like Mormons and evangelicals. They go to Europe, they go on the mission, they stay in Europe for a bit and go, wow, this place is actually really cool and not many people believe in God, and maybe there's a link there, and it's actually kind of a step in their deconversion sometimes. So just be the nicest Finn you can be.
Yeah, exactly. The nicest Finn you can be. I like that. What do you think about that?
That makes a lot of sense. I have talked to few of them, and they do like, I am. There's not a lot of people usually, so whenever if I slow down, they quite easily can point in my direction. So I have actually talked with few of them, and obviously they're not going to change their mind or anything like that. So it's it's pointless. But what has been interesting, I have talked with Hare Krishnas, which that's a bit of a very different religion. But I actually have gone to a few of their meetings as well, because I wanted to kind of check it out, see what it's all about. And frankly, they didn't speak anything about religion. They were just like chilling and just like trying to be, look inward and see how they could become their better selves. And that was, frankly, how I wish most religions would be. So.
Yeah, I'll put an asterisk on that because the Hare Krishnas definitely have their own sort of issues. But as someone who has also spent some time with the Hare Krishnas, they are more about vibes for the most part, which, is agreeable. For
all I'd say about that is that there's no reason that you need to have a religion to get those vibes. It's perfectly doable.
Oh, that's true.
And I'd also push back on the "it's pointless" thing that you said. I don't think it is. Any gentle, affirmative conversation you have with someone, even if you don't change their mind right then, you might be one little tiny step in their pursuit of actual sort of epistemology.
There is, this is something, and Jamie knows this now as a host, but it's something I would encourage anybody who's having these kinds of conversations. If you're going in with the expectation that you're going to completely flip somebody's mind, prepare to be fucking dunked on, okay? Because you will not. You will feel bad. And you'll be like, oh, why isn't this person seeing the way I do? Because people just don't work like that. It's very rare that somebody completely changes their life philosophy based on one conversation. More than likely, though, you can be a stepping stone. Some people, folks like street preachers, they're used to people just ignoring them. They may enjoy having a conversation with you that lasts more than 10 minutes because they may not even get that, So, yeah, you could be a stepping stone. But I think that's how you have to approach these kinds of conversations. I liken this metaphor to therapy. No therapist is going to be like, oh, you just need to come to one session to me and all of your problems are going to be gone. That's just not how therapy works, right? There's stuff you got to work on. And the same thing when we talk about really big concepts like religious beliefs, that's usually something you kind of have to work on for yourself. It's not something you just flip a switch and suddenly you're different in a day. Maybe that it is for some people, but for most people, that's just not how it works, right? But anyway, I appreciate you calling in, and I hope your interactions with street preachers are useful and fruitful for you, which doesn't happen a lot with conversations with street preachers, but you never know. Maybe in Finland, things are different. I'm going to let you go now, but thanks again for calling in, and go get some sleep, I guess.
Yeah.
In the dark, cold northern...
Oh, no, it'll be light. Because it's Northern Europe, the sun will be going down probably about 2 a.m.
See, is he close enough to where it's sun 6 months and then...
it's more northern than Scotland,
yeah.
and there it never really properly gets dark in summer.
Yeah.